Good morning. It's Monday, new month, February. So I'm going to be having a new UFO challenge to show you today. But I wanted to go over with you first what I got done last week and what I'm going to be doing for this week. So let's start with the placemat loom. This is how much I got accomplished on my placemat loom. Now this is made with old sheets, 100, well, I don't know if they're 100% cotton, but they're old sheets from beds. People give me their old sheets, and I take the parts that are still usable and cut them up into strips. So these are 1-inch strips, and I'm making this, it's like a hot pad placemat kind of thing that comes in very handy for various locations. I have it under cat food dishes. It's on our kitchen counters. Use them for placemats. Anyway, this is how much I got done this week. I'll be doing an hour of that this week. So that's the placemat loom first. Beauty all around. These are taking a lot longer. I got 15 done 1 week, and I was like, what? How did I get that done? And this week, I still don't have the entirety of 10 blocks done. It's because I was doing a lot more sewing where I was using these for leaders and enders, and I didn't have that this week. So I only got 10 made, and I'm still working on hand sewing the applique circle on the center. So I have 10 where I have to still finish the applique circle on the center. I'll do that first for my 1 hour for this week. And then I will go on to making some more of the sashing blocks. This is all scraps. I'm using 2.5 inch colored scraps, and then this is a 4.5 inch, I think, piece of muslin for the center part, because I do a flip and stitch. So I have little triangles, many little triangles that I'm actually saving, that I had sewed together into half square triangles before cutting them off of here. So that's going to be put in my orphan block box for later. But this is the beauty all around for anybody new who hasn't seen what I'm working on. I have all of the applique blocks finished, and I am now working on the sashing blocks, of which I need 144. I believe I have 50 made so far. Once I have these made, it'll be 50, I believe. So that's the beauty all around slow stitching journal. I have not gotten much done on this week. This has been a week of shoveling snow. We got really slammed with a lot of snow, and we have a lot of outbuildings that need to be cleared a path to, and roofs that needed to have the snow removed from them. So I took on as my job my husband's garage roof, which is pretty darn large, and it took me most of this week to pull the snow off of his roof because it was a good 2 feet deep. So I got that done, but it tired me out, and I did not have as much energy to work on the projects as much as I was hoping. So for the slow stitch journal, I really was having no brain power at the end of the day to put into this. So what I ended up doing was, I want to make these squares into, I'm going to practice flowers in those squares. So I traced, you can see the black lines. I used a marker to trace those, and I've started doing a split stitch to border those. I went into the box and found the other page that I still have that I didn't design anything for, and that was this one. I decided to do flowers, practice flowers on this one, so I did that. And then this is the second half of the page. I've only drawn onto that. I still have to finish doing embroidery on this, do this, and then I still have the design that I made for this one to work on. So anyway, I'll be working on this for an hour this week, and I'll probably be working on doing the borders for these blocks this week for the slow stitch journal. That's my plan for the slow stitch journal. For Cali & Co. Okay, for Cali & Co. I didn't do any sewing on it this week. I did more franken-batting and made franken-batting to get the rest of these blocks sandwiched. So they are pinned and sandwiched and ready for quilting. I'm going to be making this as a quilt as you go. The Cali & Co. 2025 block of the month is going to be made as a quilt as you go. And I have all the blocks sandwiched. Also, when I went into the box, I had, these are the scraps from making them all year that we had. I had fabrics in the box that I could pull from. So these need to be processed as scraps. My scrap basket actually was this high with scraps. So this weekend, I started processing the scraps in this basket. So I'm going to be devoting, I think, 30 minutes a day to scrap processing so that I can get these under control before it gets too bad and get the Cali & Co. scraps put into pre-cut sizes. And if anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about with the Cali & Co. quilt, this is the pattern that we got after a year of getting the pattern for each of the blocks. For a block of the month, this is the actual pattern, and I'm breaking that up into sections so that I can do this quilt as you go, which will be much more easy on my shoulders. So that's the Cali & Co. 2025 block of the month status. I got scrap cutting. I also was working on the Bloomberry. My bag making project is now the Bloomberry panel by Minky Kim. And the first project that she had in there is the Little Friend zip pouch. These are the 3 different bags, and then there's coasters and stuff that I'll also be making. But I started working on the Little Friend zip pouch, and I told you last week that I wanted to make this with, I was going to use soft and stable instead of fusible fleece. This was a project bag that I got from Soft Squares. It was in one of their 2024 Advent box, which I didn't get. But after Advent, she was selling some of the projects that were in her box that she had extras of. So I bought this. So I'm making right now, my first project from this is the Little Friend zip pouch. And when I was going through my bag of scrap stuff, I saw that I have some scraps of this Pellin. And it is just, it's like exactly just about like soft and stable. So this is Pellin Flex Foam sew-in. So it's not fusible. It's just like the soft and stable, which you have to sew in also, which is not fusible. So I used this, and I'm going to be using this again for as long as it lasts for the other bags that are in this panel. So that's an alternative if you don't have soft and stable and can't get it. You could try for that. It's Pellin FF77 Flex Foam sew-in. So I got the first pieces. So this was supposed to be the front, and then this was identified as the lining. However, I looked at her tutorial. Minky Kim does a tutorial for all of these bags, and what she did with this panel was she made 2 bags. She just used her own fabric for the lining on this one, and then used this as the outside fabric, and then used her own fabric for the lining on this. So she could get 2 bags out of this panel for the Friendship zip pouch, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, so this was the lining, but now this is the lining here. And what I did was, she had on there these labels, and so I did this sort of like what I'm doing for the Jane Austen, and used an interfacing on the back, turned it, made it into a block, and then sewed this onto the fabric before I sandwiched it. So it was on here first, and then when I did the quilting of this together, I didn't quilt this, but I quilted around it, and I can't believe how cool that looks. It pops out. It gives it dimension. So anyway, I like that. So that's my second. This is going to be coming up like this. So this is the second one of that. This is the first one. So that's going to be coming up like that. And this was how she had quilted hers on there. It was these, and then she did this, and she did hand quilting on this, but she stopped so that the girl didn't have stitching over her. So that's what I did too on mine for the front and the back. So there's no stitching line going across her body. So I did that with so this is my bag making project, and this is the lining for this one. Fat quarter scraps. So I'm going to be working on this project this week. I should get this bag completed. It's going to have this as like a binding around the zipper area. And I'm going to do, for this one, this will have this is a binding for the zipper area. So that's the plan for the Bloomberry Minky Kim bag panel. So I did Slow Stitch, Placemat, Beauty All Around, Cali & Co. Oh, Carolina Moore block of the month. So it's now February, so I have the Carolina Moore block of the month to do. And a surprise, I got in the mail this free pattern from her, which is it's wishing you love, friendship, and quilting this holiday season and in 2026. And she said she's been doing this for the last couple years, where she makes a snowflake pattern and shares it for free with her subscribers and people who have purchased from her. So I had purchased from her. I got, I got this, plus I got the bag making template, and I also got a t-shirt, cool t-shirt. So I got this for free in the mail. What a surprise. It's wonderful. So she has a tutorial on YouTube. So please go over to her YouTube channel and you can get this for free from her on her YouTube channel, and she has a free download for that. These are going to be, so let's see, February is this block. So my block for this month is going to have these colors in it. So it's going to be having some blues and purples in there. Blues and purples and green. Lots of colors in this one. So we'll see how that gets. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to be working on that this week. My Jane Austen, I have not done a lot on that. I just did the minimum an hour this week on that. And I had shared with you before that I had this sewn together, the center flower for the first block. And what I did this week was I got the rest of the shapes for the first block cut out and pressed. So those are ready to be sewn. And what I'm going to be doing this week is first sewing these flowers together, appliquing these center circles onto here. And then I believe it's suggested that you do the same, sewing these together before sewing them onto the background fabric. So I'll be taking these and sewing that onto there, however that goes. So those are what I'm going to be working on this week, is doing that little individual sewing, because there's a lot of these little buds here that go on there. So we'll see if that takes up my whole hour. If it doesn't, then I'll be putting it on the background, the already sewn together pieces, placing them on the background. But I have a feeling that's going to probably take my whole hour. So that's my plan for Jane Austen for this week. Also, for my small project, I am now moving on to making some, I have some panels that are tree skirts. So I have 2 of them. So those are the 2, what I'm going to be working on. This will be my first one. I had some wide backing, and I used that for the backing of this tree skirt panel. And I got it sandwiched. So what I did this week for my hour, well, it was more than an hour, because I just wanted to get them done. So I got the sandwiching done on the this tree skirt. And this will be the first one that I make. And then I also sandwiched the second one, since I had everything out, the batting and the backing and everything. I had to piece the backing for this, because the wide fabric was not long enough. So I pieced the backing. Where is that? Here. I pieced the backing on that to make it big enough. But I have this one. This was one I made. I had made my son one of these. And the blue one, I had made my daughter one of those previously. And she has 2 trees that she puts up every year. So I'm going to do both of those and then give her a choice of which one she wants, one like the one she already has, or if she wants a different one for the second tree. So that's what I'm going to be doing for her. So I'll be working on that for an hour, the quilting on the tree skirt for an hour this week. And because I had my January project finished, I was able to work on my first quarter project. However, it is now February, so I'm stopping working on my first quarter project. My first quarter project, this is the UFO, first quarter UFO with Crazy Moose fabrics that I'm doing, is spinners. And I saved this for last because I knew that since this was going to be the last chance that I had to work on it until I get the February project done, I saved this for last so that I could continue working on it through the weekend. So this, I got the 4-patch unit that's in the block completed there. That needed 50 4-patch units, 50. So I got that completed, and I need 25 of these blocks, and I got 15 of them pieced. So that's the piecing for the block. I need 25 of them, and I got 15 of them done. So I have all the pieces in here ready. When I get done with if I get done with February's in February, I will go back to, in this time slot that I do the monthly UFO challenge, I will, instead of once I get February's done, then I can work on the first quarter block. And when I get these 25 made, I am going to be doing Quilt As You Go, and the next step after that will not be piecing these blocks together. It will be sandwiching them so that I can quilt them. And then I'm going to be using 1-inch sashing to join them. So that's what I'm going to be doing for that. And I'm wondering, okay, she does not have a border on here, so that'll be pretty easy then. All right, so that's the first quarter project. And then for February, my February project is letter L. That was picked by Marilyn at Crazy Moose Fabrics, so we had to find letter L in our pile of project boxes. Mine is the Carpenter Star. This was a Creative Notions kit that I received this year. Last year, I don't have this subscription anymore. I did cancel this subscription. But this is going to be a beautiful project, and this is what I'm going to be making. It's 3 fabrics. All of the fabric for it's a 34 by 34 inch finished project, and the fabrics for the top were all provided. So I think there's enough of this for the binding too. So these are the fabrics that I will be using for the Carpenter Star, and I will be working on that for an hour. What I might end up doing is saving this for my last project of the week, and then maybe continuing it into the weekend. See how much I can get done with my extra time after I've done all of my 1 hour on all my other projects. So that's what I've been doing, is saving the one that I want to continue working on, because I want to get it done and put in extra time. I'm usually waiting to do work on that project until the end. So I have, right now I have 9 projects that I'm going to be working on this week. And not next week. No, it's not till the 6th. The 16th is when I get the instructions for the next laundry basket block of the month for February. So I still have 2 weeks to go. I'm working on my other projects before I have the laundry basket block of the month to work on. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get the Carolina Moore block of the month done this week. But if not, I still have next week before I have another block of the month to work on. So that is, let's see, I have laundry bag making, UFO, small project. Yep, those are all my projects. So let me know how your week went last week. Did you get done what you wanted to get done, or did you have snow? I know a lot of people got snow that didn't normally get snow. Now for us, we got missed by this last storm. Thank goodness, because that would have been yesterday. And I just got done pulling the snow off all the garage roof. So I was not up for doing more shoveling. I'm resting now a little bit. But the people I know, I have family in North Carolina, and they are thrilled that they got snow. So I say, bless you, my child. You may have it. Hopefully the whole rest of the winter goes down your way then, since you want it so badly. I know Florida's not happy to see those flakes coming down either. But anyway, we got blessed with no snow this weekend. I'm so thankful. But I hope that all of you have your heat back and your electricity back. I know a lot of houses are not insulated to take this cold weather that we've been getting, that are down in the south. So stay warm, stay layered up, wear all the clothes in your closet if you have to. Do not get too cold. And let me know what your plans are for your projects for this week. And I will see you soon. All right, bye.